So then we were going on the bag and we got the pill. And we got to pour the milk in.
Pour the milk in where?
In the bag.
So we can put it where?
So we can put it in the fridge. So.
You want to give him an update?
So welcome back to Jon David Outfit and his journey. So I was watching TV today and I was asking Dad how Outfit posted and I was checking this one. So
how's Jon David today?
He's good. So
come here, how's his heart?
So the turbulence. So.
Hey everybody, welcome back to Jon David's Journey. I am Mallory and I'm giving the update today because Justin has gone back to work, which is a huge step in Jon David's journey as he is doing well enough for Justin to go back to work. Now it's bittersweet because we're going to miss him during the day, but it's super sweet that he's doing well enough for Justin to go back to work. Now Justin's been by his side since the day he was born, so this is a huge step and I'm sure Justin will have a harder time with it than Jon David will, but say an extra prayer for him because it is going to be a transition. And now into Jon David's update. He got a bath today, and then speech came by and started doing drips around the passy. So what that means is his oxygen support is low enough now that he can start taking things by mouth, and to get him ready to do that, so they take a syringe, and when he sucks around the passy, they drip milk so that way he gets the sensation of milk when he sucks, and so he will start associating the sucking with the milk. They have increased his calories in his per ounce to 27 calories. Now it will happen overnight, so during this video his feeds are still on 24 calories, but by the morning they will have increased to 27 calories. They had prepared more 24 calorie than they needed, so they want to go ahead and use that up instead of wasting it to make the 27. So he'll be on 24 for the rest of this feed. So while I'm recording he's on 24, but he will end up going to 27 before the night is over. Now he's still on continuous feed, so that means he gets fed 23 mLs for all 24 hours of the day. He's going to start working up to bolus feeds, so he will get a certain volume over a shorter amount of time, and he'll get some time off, and then he'll get another bolus feed to goal volume, and then some time off, kind of more like a typical baby. He continues to not be on oxygen for most of the day. He still needs some support when he sleeps, but for the majority of the day, he's been able to have no oxygen support. And when he does need it, he's at 0.1, which is the lowest you can go. So oxygen-wise, he has not needed that support, which is awesome. He also passed his newborn hearing screening today, which he has not had his newborn hearing screening because he's been so critical. That's been the least of their concerns. So today he was able to have his hearing screening, and he passed both ears, which is amazing because one of the big side effects of ECMO is hearing loss. And so the fact that he passed both ears is wonderful. Now for weaning of his medications, he was able to wean on his clonidine today and his hydrocortisone. And he graduated from sternal precautions, which means we were able to pick him up under his arms like a typical baby. When they reach up, you grab him under their arms. We've been having to scoop him up, but now that he's 6 weeks post chest closure, we can start to pick him up under his arms. And another part of our update is he went on a stroller ride today. He got a bath, typical baby things. They were able to discontinue his enalapril. Sorry, Mimi, pharmacist, because that is, I'm sure I butchered that name, enalapril. That is to keep his rhythms in order, kind of. That was what the nurse explained to me. It's for funky heart rhythms. When he was in ICU, he had a couple of rhythms that looked a little funky, so they put him on enalapril to kind of get that back in order. And speaking of meds and discontinuing things, he no longer has any medication going through his PICC line, which is a huge step because they don't want to send kids home on PICC lines. So he has to have all of his medication through his NG tube, and right now he has no order medications through his PICC line. Now, speaking of medications, someone asked me, they're like, oh, so he's only on 3 medications. because when Justin says his medication updates, he typically only says methadone, Ativan, and clonidine. He is on more medications. He's on less medications than he was in the ICU, but no, he still has way more than 3. So he's on Bumex to help him pee. He's on vitamin D. Clonidine is that sedation medication. Colace is to help him poop. Pepsid is for his reflux. Keppra is the seizure medication. Now that's the seizure medication he will go home on. He's on another medication, phenobarbital, for his seizures that they're trying to wean because it has harsher side effects long term. He is on Ativan, that helps that weaning the sedation. Methadone, again, that sedation medication. Omeprazole for reflux, and then he's on a sodium supplement to help because he's peeing all of his electrolytes out, so they needed to supplement that. And then he's on Lasix to help him pee. But overall, it's another forward day, and we're excited with the progress. So, as Justin would say, good night and God bless.
Hunter, what do you want to be when you grow up?
And be a woodpecker.
And Jon David, tell everybody bye-bye.